Hi Maxim, thank you for your essays. Let's have a look at them and let's see what is already great and what can be improved. So the first essay is about the fact that schools could be more entertaining. I can see you have written your plan. This is great. You're practicing planning your essay. Now let's have a look at the actual essay. For the last few decades, academic institutions have become more and more appealing for the students since they use a plethora of intriguing methods that diversify learning there. Okay, let me read until the end and then I will tell you what I think. While some people argue that it might have a negative impact on the quality of education in schools, schools have to serve only to teach, I'm of the strong opinion that there are numerous benefits of this development. Therefore, this essay will present a few arguments supporting my point of view. Okay, this is a nice introduction, yes. I really like the way you develop the presentation of the topic. I like your sentence structure and your use of vocabulary, but we need to fix a couple of minor things. Okay, article use. They use a plethora. Great use of plethora, yes. Intriguing methods. Intriguing would be used in a different context. You wouldn't speak of intriguing methods of teaching. No, you can say motivating. You can say appealing. Appealing would be your word probably, but you can say an intriguing book or an intriguing approach or an intriguing idea or proposal, right? So intriguing doesn't really collocate with the idea of teaching methods. Diversify, great verb, diversify learning. I wouldn't use the word there. You don't need it. That diversify learning. Of course, you refer about to the learning there. Well, some people argue they might have a negative it. Okay. You had the word appealing here anyway. While some people argue that it might have a negative impact on the quality of education, and schools have to serve only to teach, I would change the structure a bit. And schools possessive apostrophe, and schools' sole purpose is only to teach. I am of the strong opinion there are numerous benefits in this development. Therefore, so all a few arguments, don't say a few, I would say several, because a few sounds a bit informal, while you really have to sound serious and academic in your essay, at least a bit academic, right? Because that's an essay. Several. First and foremost, involving diversity of new technologies, methods, and educational process usually encourage pupils. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean here. Let me get to the end. Maybe I'll get it. And the reason why is probably that it is not so boring as traditional forms of education. For example, the recent research released by the Cambridge University in 2019 has illustrated an increasing rise in attendance in local schools when they started to use online webinars with funny content. Therefore, usage of unusual approaches only inspires students to visit and achieve more when they have an interest. Okay, I think I get it. So the point of this paragraph is to argue that using new technologies or using methods or methodology that is based on new technologies encourages pupils to attend and study, right? So it should be formulated somehow close to what I told you, because what you have in the first sentence is quite confusing. Oh, it is confusing because of the language use. The way you put words together makes me wonder what you meant. First and foremost, let's try to fix it together. First and foremost, um, let's say the diversity, the use involving or using a diversity of new technologies in educational methodology usually encourages pupils. I would fix it like this. And the reason why this happens, You need the verb. Why this happens is probably that it is not so boring. What it using new technologies? I would refer to this by more than it. I would rephrase it using a beautiful synonym for new technologies. It's not so boring, and boring is a very basic word. Try to find a better synonym for this. Like you have great words like plethora and diversity and diversify. So why not replacing boring by an actual, I don't know, a more sophisticated word? Okay, for example, okay, has illustrated an increasing rise in attendance local school when they started to use online webinars with funny content. Okay, good. I like the idea with online webinars. Great topical vocabulary. Funny. There's a difference in English between fun and funny. Fun means attractive and motivating, and funny means haha. Okay, so it means comic. It means that makes you laugh. So I'm not sure if you mean funny. You probably mean motivating or fun. Okay, and again, what does fun content mean? Uh, do you mean, I don't know, educational videos, or what exactly do you mean? Because this is a bit ambiguous. Therefore, usage of unusual approaches, or I would simply say using as a gerund, inspires students to visit visit what? Visit school. If you visit school, you go there once in a while, like you visit a museum, right? You visit your grandma. But to attend, probably. Visit means something else. Attend means go to school regularly and achieve more when they have an interest, when the students have developed an interest in what they're taught. Another factor which should be taken into, you don't need this comma, no. No, you don't need these commas here. If you're wondering why, that's because this which clause is a relative is a defining relative clause. If you don't know what that is, look it up, Google it. You should read about relative clauses, defining versus non-defining relative clauses. So this which clause is required for the word factor. It's not an additional piece of information. Is that wide employment of games also contributes to the better absorbing of new knowledge, especially if it does involve a sense of competition, to better absorption of new knowledge, or to better assimilation. I would even say assimilation. We associate the concept of assimilating with the concept of knowledge. Okay, let us face the main cause of this trend. No, I wouldn't say it like this. You use the very good word trend, but you cannot face a cause of this trend. You can say, let us look into the main cause of this trend, right? Let us look into it. Since learners crave to contest and cooperate in teams or separately. Uh, I would use then the contest as a noun, not contest as a verb. You didn't want to use the word compete, right? They crave to, let's say, to challenge each other and cooperate in teams or separately. I'm not sure whether we need this, but it's up to you. Like in early age, no. You can introduce an example. For example, at an early age, when children obtain information through games, when they are elderly, or when they grow up, people also like to play. I'm not sure what you mean in the sentence. Do you mean that the adults like playing just as children do? Because playing and competition are things which are somehow connected, but they're not perfectly connected. So I am not sure what you mean here completely. No. To summarize all of the above mentioned, and you should have a hyphen here, my opinion is crystal clear. Implementing new forms of entertaining education only improves results and helps students to gain higher goals. Okay. This is a very nice formula for introducing the conclusion, yes. But please don't do this. Don't say my opinion is crystal clear. This sounds very categorical and very personal. There is no place for something personal like that in an essay. Um, you can say, to summarize all of the above mentioned, it is crystal clear that implementing new forms of entertaining educational methods only improves results and helps students achieve higher goals, not gain. You gain an advantage, you gain a benefit, but you achieve higher goals. So this is about word use a bit. So what can I say? You have quite a strong essay. Make sure you pay attention to the language things that I have outlined, but make sure that it is always very clear what you mean. Otherwise, you will lose points in coherence and cohesion. Yeah, this is what I have to say. Other than that, you do have very good vocabulary, great examples. I really like the way you develop the topic. You have thought out the essay topic very well, but you will have to fix a couple of small things, and this essay can become much better. Now let's have a look at the second one. Doing an enjoyable activity with a child can develop better skills and more creativity than reading. Okay. Let's go. Playing with children is an integral part of parents' lifestyle, which undoubtedly contributes to improving the vast majority of personal skills rather than reading alone. Okay. As for me personally, use just one, either as for me or personally. And remember, always choose fewer words to use if you can. Like, personally, it's quite economical. It's just one word, it introduces your opinion. It works. Personally, I firmly believe that spending time with kids, not kids, children, there is no place for the word kids in your essay. It's too informal. It's only for conversational, light, friendly texts. Children is an ideal pastime that stimulates their talents. If you say that, okay, it's an ideal pastime for whom? For parents, because your paragraph appears to be saying that, oh, spending time with your children is the ideal pastime for parents. I think many parents will disagree. Yes, it does stimulate their talents, but you have to be very careful. Furthermore, in this essay, not furthermore. You don't need this furthermore here, no. Just go on. In this essay, I will provide several arguments supporting my point of view. Yes, all right. All right. Okay, but is this about playing with children or is this about fun activity versus simple reading? Let's see. The one key point which I want to make here, nice, is that reading per se, very nice, great vocabulary use, might develop only one skill, proper and conscious obtaining, um, no, not numerous, obtaining of information using just vision, not the word vision, no, rather than playing with children that can improve a wide range, not only parents, but also offspring's abilities. Very nice point here, but you need to you need to um, tweak it a bit, and I would say cut this sentence in two because a sentence of this length is difficult to perceive. So you can do it like this. The one key point which I want to make here is that reading per se might develop only one skill. Proper and conscious obtaining of information, let's say using only one sense, vision, full stop. While playing with children can improve a wide range of skills, not only parents, but also a wide range of abilities, not only parents, but also their offsprings, something like that. And my own experience is a perfect example since I have perfectly improved my creativity building different scaled down models using Lego kits with my little son. Amazing example. Great personal example. Uh, Careful with the word perfect. You have perfect here and perfectly improved. I would just drop the perfectly here. I like your example. It fits. It fits. It's a bit, the paragraph is a bit short, but still, it's great. Okay. Next, two heads are better than one, the adage goes, and indeed, joining forces together with offspring in a pleasant, you need the article a here, might obviously perfect social skills such as cooperation, collaboration, and participation. Uh, Cooperation and collaboration are kind of close. They are very, very close synonyms, and you don't want to be this wordy. Another thing is that you apparently you continue with an idea, so add a cohesive device such as furthermore. Yes, furthermore. An adage says two heads are better than one. So, and you're coming to the idea that doing an activity with a child develops the valuable skill of cooperation, right? So remember, the paragraphs have to connect between one another, right? And okay. Moreover, according to the recent survey conducted in France by World Association of Social Relationships in 2015, uh, 2015? No, no, no. If you say according to the recent survey, then you say this and this happens. But the recent survey has illustrated. You don't need the according to if you have has illustrated. So it should be like this. According to the recent survey, blah, 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 it has been illustrated that that games between parents and children prepare the kids better and so on. Or the recent survey has illustrated and you go on as you have it. Not kids. I told you about kids already. For future life, making them more open-minded. I would add an element of comparison, and more adapted. A, not O. These are two different words. To real life, no article needed. Therefore, it definitely shows only beneficial effects in developing such essential abilities. What it? This it refers to real life. This is how language works. You can say, therefore, it can definitely be seen or one can definitely see only the beneficial effect in developing such essential abilities by interactive play. Interactive is another good word here. In a nutshell, undoubtedly, owing to the books humans read, comma, society has been receiving the core knowledge of everything. However, due to the games people play with their children, comma, human beings obtain crucial social skills whose meaning should not be underestimated, or the meaning of which should not be underestimated. This is a one sentence conclusion, but this is a beautiful complex sentence. It's not a mistake if you do that. So you have a very, very well done essay. It is much more coherent than your previous essay. Pay attention to the language corrections that I have just listed, and remember that you have to use linking words to connect paragraphs one to another, or you might lose in coherence and cohesion criterion. Okay, so remember, there is no place for words like kids in the essay. Try to find an appropriate synonym, like you try to use the word offspring here, which works. But also pay attention to your sentence structure, because sometimes long sentences make it difficult for the reader to understand you. Other than that, you're quite clear, quite coherent, your examples are appropriate, your essay is well thought, well developed, and well planned. So thank you and all the best of luck.